Since its airing, Secret Invasion has been just the worst thing to come out. It destroys all the male characters that are in it, but boldly empowers the women to take over the fucking world. It honestly is one of the worst TV series, and I'll say of all time. But it looks like that's coming through because it failed to break the top 10 in Nielsen's ratings. But let's go over everything going on with Secret Invasion. So if we look here, we got all the Nielsen ratings from June 19th to through the 25th, and it got blown out by literally everything. Grey's Anatomy, The Bear, NCIS, Avatar, just everything was pushing it down. And the MCU has been absolutely awful at everything they've put out. There hasn't been a good thing in it. But it did manage to do better than one Marvel series, and I'll give you guys a second to guess. All right, time's up. It did better than Miss Marvel. And for a series that had one of the most badass characters when the Marvel Cinematic Universe came out and was actually doing pretty well, it just completely cucked Nick Fury. Throughout this entire series, they did nothing but destroy all the male characters that were in it, but they did give us this. Gaia becomes overpowered Super Skrull will solve the problems men created. So how does the series end? With Emilia Clarke and Olivia Colman fixing, air quotes, fixing everything that Nick Fury did wrong. The entire franchise has been set up to make men be the fall guys so women can step in and save the damn universe. And the entire time saying it's not happening. But every time we turn on a show or a movie, it is the same damn plot point. The men are bumbling idiots that can't do anything and just ruin everything, and the women have to come in and fix everything. They're all Mary Sues. They all have no actual storyline. They have no plot line other than they come in, they're better than every man, they're smarter than every man, and it's every single one of them, and they save everything. The series concludes with Emilia Clarke's character shapeshifting into Nick Fury and providing the Skrull leader Gravik with the Harvest. In the series' 5th episode, Fury explains to Coleman what the Harvest is. Nearly every Avenger spilled blood in the Battle of Earth. Even Carol Danvers. In the aftermath, some were sent in to collect DNA. Some with the ability to blend in. Nobody knew about them, but me and the collectors. Which is probably where he got the idea for the Super Skrull machine. When Coleman asks if he's responsible for everything that's taking place, meaning the threat of nuclear war with Russia and the creation of the Super Skrull, Fury replies, yeah, why do you think I came back? The entire series was written to have women come in and save the planet. And make every male character look like a fucking retard. And these people can't figure out why they're not getting the money off the movies and why nobody's watching their shows. And of course, it wouldn't be part of the MCU if they didn't put in a political agenda. The show ends like much of Marvel's recent films and shows have. The women save the day, the men are at fault, and it pushes messages that are extremely cringy, like allegories for illegal immigration and easily noticeable emotional manipulation to try and indoctrinate the unsuspecting into them. The most obvious being they gave Fury a wife, and she just so happens to be a Skrull. Now, this article does say that Marvel lost the plot. It's not just Marvel. They're going too narrow. It is every studio out there, every single one of them. There's not a single one that isn't doing this. Like, all these studios are literally just in shambles, pushing out the most trash thing they can as fast as they can, hoping something sticks. And they're finally starting to break and just admit it. Secret Invasion director appears to admit series was cobbled together in the editing room even as they were releasing new episodes. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea at all of how to write, how to edit, how to do any of it. All they have is their political agenda that they're going to push regardless of what anybody else says. Secret Invasion director Ali Selman appeared to admit that the entire series was cobbled together in the editing room even as they were releasing new episodes every week. So he was outright asked how they were editing the script on the fly, and his response is, I don't want to play semantic games. It's not a semantic game. It's you not knowing what the hell you're doing and ruining everything. But I think of it as an evolution. As you hunt down story, you shouldn't hunt down the story. That should be set up before you even start recording. Everything is constantly evolving, and it's a fascinating process. I guess there are moments of improv, like between Sam and Don, between Sam and Ben. There are really rich moments of improv. There are actors who rely more on the script. But I get the feeling that's not what actually was going on. because he later revealed that later episodes and the entire story of the series was being put together as they released the first episode. We were finding the story on episode 6 up until episode 1 had already aired. That is part of the beauty of it, is that Marvel just keeps hunting it down and using the resources they have to come up with the best story possible, and that quest never ends. They literally have no plot. They have their agenda, and they're trying to get to their agenda regardless of what anybody else does. Because reading trash like this says, hey, we didn't have a script. We didn't really know what we were doing. We just know we had to make the strong women at the end. And we know we had male characters to work with before that sold great. So we put them in there and then shit on them. And we can't figure out why nobody wants to watch our damn shows. So what the hell are these people doing? This article includes some things James Gunn said, which I don't trust that guy for anything. With as much as he's told us this is going to be great and everybody hates it and it's an utter disaster and bankrupts entire companies, I have no faith in anything he says. People have become beholden to release dates, to getting movies made no matter what. I'm a writer at my heart, and we're not going to be making movies before the screenplay is finished. Well, look, that's another lie. He said that back in January. Apparently, they had no script because they were cobbling it together as they were shooting it. That guy's just an asshole. I've seen it happen again and again. It's a mess. It's the primary reason for the deterioration in quality of films today versus 20 to 30 years ago. The degradation of the writer in Hollywood has been a terrible story. You're right, the degradation of writers has been terrible. Instead of writing stories for an audience, they write an agenda and force it down an audience's throat. But that's not on the audience. That's on the writer. It's not our fault you guys don't have your shit together. Get out of here with that bullshit. All right, now that rant's over, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you drop me a like, leave your comments in the comments section, make sure you share, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.